Alright, so I figure I'll just get over my procrastinating and follow my intuition into the complete absurd, which includes doing one of my first videos at night in my car, in the parking lot, by the craft store. Because, it's just when we embrace the absurd, then things tend to go right. In any case, this is going to be just a simple explainer video, real brief, just about who I am and what I'm going to do with this channel, at least at this moment. And I guess to start, I was going to change the channel name to Silly Rabbit Tarot Astrology to match my my tarot stuff, but actually I decided that I'm going to stick with Madame Thanatos. I was torn about even maybe just taking the Madame part off, which I had originally chosen it as one to denote that I still associate as she, her, feminine, and also because I still have a strong connection to like the feminine dominant role in kink communities, but I thought to remove that because I'm kind of in an evolving stage. And then I thought, you know what? Actually, I think I did a good job in picking Madame Thanatos because Madame is just so absurd. I mean, that's part of why I picked it. It just felt playful and funny and also kind of a teacher, guide, mother role. And I'm really working to fit into not even working, I'm not efforting. I am enjoying being in kind of this Empress, Mother Earth love kind of vibration. And to me, like, Madam is kind of a playful version of that. And since we're on the topic of it too, like, the name Thanatos is a name that is self-chosen. And I picked it because well, for one thing, I was Scorpio Mars, so I've always had kind of a strange, like, fascination and interlinking with, like, occult topics and death and things like that. And I originally came across the name Thanatos in the House of Night series with a vampire character who had self-chosen the name Thanatos, but it was she was feminine, and she was the embodiment of the female version of the god Thanatos, who is the god of death, oaths, and taxes. And I really liked that, like, she took that on and made it her own thing and just rocked it. Like, she was just a very calm and motherly, kind of ethereal sort of character that was it was kind of intimidating on the outside, but very, very sweet and genuine. Like, not somebody that you'd want to fuck with, but definitely somebody who, like, they don't succumb to the dramas that everybody else does. They have, like, this divine love about them that they just enjoy. And when I heard that name, I looked it up and I got into, and I learned about Thanatonology, and for a long time I've had thoughts about, so a lot of times I get called in, like, through my dreams, like, not intentionally, but through my dreams, I end up working with various people. I can't tell you how many times I've had somebody actually, like, message me or call me or tell me that I did some sort of work with them in their dreams, and sometimes I recall it and other times I don't, but it got me into learning about psychopompery and things of that nature. And I don't know, I started evolving it. It's funny because I went through a struggle with my birth name in almost thinking that I'd have it be like a dead name, as it's sometimes called. But I think actually I don't mind my birth name, which is Amanda, anymore. I had kind of a struggle with it because the meaning of the name is she who must be loved or beloved, and for a long time it really felt kind of like a codependent, like I must be loved, and I did struggle with that for a long time, and now it feels instead like, you know what, like, I'm fucking irresistible, and I'm awesome, and I love myself, and of course, I must be loved. Like, even lately, a lot of situations where I might have been worried about people not enjoying me or what I do, even doing this video right here, I've just realized, you know what, those who are ready for it and wanting it and will get joy from it will, and those who are not, they'll find it when they're ready for it or want it, and if they aren't ready for it or want it, then they won't. And anybody who doesn't like it in between, well, that's fine. I'm not even going to say that they don't matter. They do matter, but it just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because I can be the Mad Hatter, which is the Fool card in my Alice in Wonderland deck, and is that just that energy of absurd playfulness, which is another thing that I'm enjoying embodying. In any case, to finish that off, so I feminized the name Thanatos with just one letter, switched it at the end, and because rather than just taking on the paternal name and embodying it, I wanted to make it my own just a little bit, and to be the equal other side of the coin. So if the male counterpart Thanatos is death, oaths, and taxes, my original thinking was that as Thanatos, the feminine version, that I would be commitment, consent, and rebirth. I'm also thinking, though, that I might either add tribute to that, or I might later like switch it up. I really like rebirth, commitment, and consent, but I think commitment includes consent, because commitment really, like, I mean, it's not a commitment if it's forced. So I might end up turning it more into rebirth, commitment, and tribute, which tribute was a hard one for me to sit with, but it really is. It's the voluntary side of taxes. Taxes are taken. Tributes are freely given. And I like that. And so far, even just in my tarot readings, I feel really grateful and blessed that as I've allowed myself to connect with spirit and to just enjoy what I'm doing, no matter what the outcome is. I've had way more folks, and thank you to you. I know some of you will watch that have, like, I mean, if I've only asked $5, you paid me $25, or if I've only asked $10, you paid me $30, and like that to me is the beauty of things like tributes. And maybe that is part of what I need to embody in this. And I think I will probably add a donate button, because although I will get a little bit of revenue from you guys just watching this, I will not turn down the tributes that you feel I'm worthy of for these videos that I'm about to do. In any case, I suppose, so my intention, it took me a little bit to think about it. So, I mean, I don't want to I'm not trying to come across as somebody who is like, ooh, I'm super psychic and I can tell you all these things and I know all this stuff, and I don't want to, I want to be a playful fool and be absurd, but I don't want to be a bamboozler. And so my intention is simply to be a co-conspirator with the spirit of service, and to be another tool of communication that you can use to kind of, in fact, follow the signs back to yourself and your own intuition and your own self-healing process and your own ability to find and feel and know the magic in the world. And there will be some videos that I'll do about even just being able to recognize all of the myriad of ways that the universe, spirit, God and goddess, however you want to recognize and feel the embodiment of all that is around and within, how it can communicate with you once you are willing and open. I once took on a funny name when I got into learning about chaos magic and things of that nature, Discordianism. It was called Fontus the Perceiver, and what it means, it's Latin for the knower of source. And it's funny because I was just being playful and absurd at that time too, because I mean, I'm a Capricorn, so I have my capricious side, and I was just mostly doing that to be goofy, but I really feel like I've kind of embodied a lot of that now, now that I've allowed myself to do that, is to be a knower of source. And I really enjoy some of the other knowers of source, like Abraham Hicks and Eckhart Tolle, and to a large degree Tony Robbins and Ram Dass and Sadhguru, and I mean, there's just too many to list. Oh goodness, see, look at that, falling right over, right? In any case, I really enjoy that they just kind of make themselves available, and they don't mind being goofy, and they don't mind answering whatever questions, and they really are just there to help people find their way back to their own inner beings. And I really like that. And I had set an intention some time ago that I think I didn't even realize, as a friend said, sometimes we set intentions we don't even realize, that I would like to be a person of those qualities. I would just enjoy it. I'm kind of starting to fit into that. And I mean, I'm torn about even talking about like the things that I know. I'm still working on some of my own healing challenges in terms of like being okay with kind of being a know-it-all in a way. In any case, I guess just, I mean, for those of you that are, wondering, other than how crazy I am, like what it is that I have background-wise, that in terms of being a guide of sorts, I've spent a good part of the last, let's see, I'm only 34, I want to say the last like 15 years really diving into, many different forms of psychology, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, neurolinguistic programming, spiral dynamics. I'm more now getting into the Enneagram stuff, thanks to a few friends. I've looked at there's Tony Robbins' basic needs. I've done a whole lot of self-help stuff. I mean, I've read and written and like really consumed like tons of different self-achievement, self-development, personal growth stuff, and really like tried to take in and use what it is that is there to help get my own life going and improve others. I probably have like 6 different certifications in various different forms of life coaching and business coaching. I've had at least 15 different businesses to varying different degrees of success and failure, and very entrepreneurial sort. I have some bad habits and some really good habits. I've spent a lot of time looking into not just the esoteric and the occult, but really what the balances is between. I kind of look at things in triads. So there's a lot of balance. Like so, within you've got the body, the mind, the spirit, right? Or even within the mind, you've got the emotions, the intellect, and the higher mind, or the ego, id, and superego. There's the same thing when it comes to like science. Metaphysics, and I'm going to say quantum physics. I don't know. I won't say that I'm necessarily a master in any one particular thing, but I know a lot about a lot of different things, and even in terms of relationships. I've been a sex and kink coach. I've been a public speaker and teacher of public speaking. I'm writer and author. I'm a crocheter, and like, there's a lot of little things that I didn't even realize for a long time, as I kind of got down on myself about like kind of being a Jane of all trades, master of none. But I'm realizing now that they really all fit together in these pieces as I'm learning to become a translator, a connector of people with spirit, I'm going to say. A connector of people with their own absurdity, their own joys, a person who helps others understand the walls that they've put up and how to take them down and move forward into life and blossom into the radiant and joyfully absurd and prosperous and abundant beings that they've always been, but just didn't really need somebody to give them permission, but felt like they did, and then realized that they didn't. I'm also, I think, if nothing else, one of my biggest and best features that I've learned to love is being a mistake maker. And I'll say it again and again and again, like, blessed are the mistake makers, because, like, those of us who are willing to get up and make some mistakes, even if it doesn't do a whole lot for us in our own ways, it gives other people the permission to see that you can get up and make mistakes and survive. And then it's the others that get up there and make the mistakes and survive that tend to go on and do amazing, beautiful things. And it doesn't even matter if it comes back to us. It's just beautiful to watch that process. In any case, I'm going to get to an end of this video because we're getting up towards 15 minutes. But to start, I'm going to focus on doing mostly tarot readings, and talking about various different manifestation topics, because those are the spirit cookies that I'm getting, are the things that I need to teach, and that will also help me manifest a stable, joyful, and absurdly fun and loving and healing and reassuring life for myself and my loved ones, my partner and my family and my friends, and any of you who end up coming and connecting with me. So if nothing else, I hope that you get a good laugh throughout all these videos that I put together. And if not, let me know. I'll help you with that.